Marco Asensio talks to stay in the Premier League are on. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's the 13th of March 2025, meaning that we are left with how many days? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we go to the international break, meaning that by the time obviously return to see your favorite teams play in any of the competitions, it will be all about the 1st April, and it's dubbed as the Fool's Day. You understand? So that's when your teams will return. But after this weekend, international break will be back. 2 weeks off, and the players will return to see to it that all goes on well as planned. So let's continue to see to it that you people put in a very huge shift of obviously subscribing, because we want to hit 25,000 subscribers. And by the last time I checked, I think we are less by 30 subscribers to hit that milestone. But let's go to the Midlands. Marco Asensio, he's one of those players that is really hitting the ground running. He was signed in the January transfer window on loan from PSG, and his performances have gone ahead to obviously attract everyone. And by the way, on Wednesday, he really went ahead, obviously score a brace, I think, yesterday, and he really looked great. And his manager has come up and obviously said the following about Marco Asensio: that we are happy with him. We are protecting him because he's not 100%. Today he was feeling good. He wanted to start, but I decided to protect him. He played when we needed him, and he took the responsibility to do his task and score goals. Remember, when they're really beating, is it Club Brugge, he scored a brace. He's really doing things that Marco Asensio used to do at Real Madrid. And if you are a side of Aston Villa, all you have to do is to see to it that you keep around this guy, because you know to it that he has the experience. Him and Marcus Rashford bring in huge experience into what the league and the Champions League is all about. And Marco Asensio also came up and obviously had something to say about his performance. Lately said, we are still adapting, all the players, but I think that we are in the right way and keep pushing. I'm very comfortable, very happy with the teammates, with the fans, with the city, so keep continuing. So he's like, I'm still adapting. And by the way, when he says he's still adapting to his fellow players, it sends a shock wave of fear into the opponents they're yet to face. Because if it's like that, then Marco Asensio is not yet there. If he has played 4 Premier League games and scored 2 goals, Champions League games, I think he has played 4, and are they 4 or I think they are 2, and he has 3 goals. It shows you that there is something special in this player that we obviously have to come out here and really hail. So he's doing great, and he's doing fine, and everything is really doing great. And after having all what they've gone ahead to do and putting in those performances as Marco Asensio, Jacobs Ben has told us that they're really trying to see to it that Aston Villa is trying to keep him. And Jacobs Ben has told us that Aston Villa are already in talks with PSG over signing Marco Asensio permanently. There is no option to buy in current loan, but PSG are contented to sell for around 15 million euros, as he's not part of their plans despite his form at Villa. Obviously, when you look at PSG, they knocked out Liverpool, and obviously Marco Asensio is out of their plans, and they don't want to keep players like him around. So I would like to credit them, because they signed him as a free agent from Real Madrid, and he is obviously going to be collecting them 15 million euros. And I think that will be some good amount for them, because it will help them really attack the summer with a lot of financial muscle, with a big financial muscle. So I'm crediting PSG for that. But for Aston Villa, 15 million euros for Marco Asensio, it's a bargain. I tell you, it's a bargain for them, and they are really making good talks to see it obviously sign the player. I think this deal will obviously happen no sooner the season comes to an end, because they'll agree personal terms. Sorry, they don't even need to agree personal terms, unless otherwise the player goes ahead, obviously perform very well and putting in unusual performances like stretching to 10 goals in 6 months plus and helping Aston Villa reach what we call the maybe the Champions League final, all semi-finals, and so on and so forth. And he might be demanding for some good amount of money, because he would have gone ahead obviously under that right. But I think they're really doing good, and they're looking really good as Aston Villa. They need to fight hard to be in the Champions League again. Now, the manager has come out and obviously had the following to say, because they are playing PSG in the next phase, and Asensio will be facing off with his former bosses. And the most painful bit of it is facing your former bosses and obviously torture them. If he comes out and obviously tortures them to the max, I'll tell you, they won't really like it. They'll be like, how did we miss out onto this? Because I know it's really one of those moments where people kindly or try to forget, but it's really one of those moments that you have to keep or pay a lot of attention to detail in such moments in here. So he's gonna be facing off with PSG in the quarterfinals, and Unai Emery has sent a warning message to PSG. He has said, we are going to play quarterfinal against PSG. These are 2 matches more for our supporters to be with us, to share us with their emotions, and we are going to try to prepare the best as possible to continue like we are doing. So, for him, he's looking at this game as a chance being provided to the fans of Aston Villa to obviously see their team play in the Champions League quarter-final. You understand? And it's really one of those moments where a manager like him will be like, we're obviously going to be having an outing, and there are 2 more games for them to play, and we'll be waiting to see how he plays these games. And I know he has all the expertise that can see him really get past this and really win the hearts of many in such situations. I'm talking about the man himself, that is Unai Emery, because he has ever played in the semi-finals, and in the quarterfinals he knocked out Bayern Munich, and he was at Villarreal. You understand? I think that's when he left the club of Arsenal. I think after leaving Arsenal, he went to PSG, if I'm not mistaken. So he's really a very good manager, and I know he has the experience to obviously take on Enrique. But Enrique's side is really playing some good football. But one thing I can tell you about Villa is that they approach every game differently. They will obviously try to let PSG have the ball, and I know the plan will be hitting them on the break, using the pace of Asensio, Marcus Rashford, and Oli Watkins, because their defense is obviously looking pretty good. And I know they have been having some problems as a side of Villa, but I know they'll obviously do the needful. But before we obviously call it a video, let me obviously read to you how Villa are obviously going to be looking. Now, Villa are not going to be playing any game, right? They are not obviously going to be playing any game because they have played 28 games. This weekend, no Premier League game. But they'll get back to action on the 30th of March, Preston versus Aston Villa FA Cup. Then Brighton will host Aston Villa 2nd April from the international break. Then Aston Villa will host Nottingham Forest. Then they'll play PSG away on the 9th of April. And by the way, that gives them an edge, because if you're playing PSG away, that means in the second round, you're obviously going to be hosting them at your home. Not so? That is it. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Through smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, Villa has a very huge way to go to either obviously qualify and play in the Champions League. When you look at their position, they're having 45 points, and they've gone ahead to play 29 games. So that means they're left with 9 games, and they are 4 points off the 4th position. But we want to know how they'll really manage to qualify again for the Champions League. Your reactions to Marc Asensio transfer talks to stay in the Premier League on are welcome in the comment section below. We out.